You guys come on in. Come on in. I want to welcome you back to the program. I've been on a little long hiatus. I am back and we're going to get started. If this is your first time tuning in to the program, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and also hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when I drop new bombs. All right. So as you can see on the screen here, we're going to go ahead and kick it off. So I wanted to start off, this broadcast here. We're going to, I like monitoring tools, system management tools, and in the past few months here, I've actually come across this help desk ticketing system called Faveo. As you can see here, it's a customer service management, incident management, built-in knowledge base, and it's an open source platform. As you can see here, it's a cloud and self-hosted. So the self-hosted is what we're going to be focusing on. As you can see here, there's some cost and paid stuff here. They've got free help desk, freelance, startup, SME, company, and enterprise. All right, so, and they also have a community edition, which is the one that we're going to be focused on today. So lace your belts up, tighten them up, just put your shoes on. We're gonna get started here. I'm JC, aka Bobby D9. I'm your gracious host, and this is whoyoubwit TV. So we're gonna be installing. If you're just joining us, we're gonna be installing the community edition of Faveo Helpdesk. I'm gonna walk through here. You can see here they've got some instructions here, prerequisites. Depends on a few things. There's a few caveats to installing this, and we'll walk through those as we step through the installation here. So let's get started. I'm going to turn this up. We're going to be using a container that we're going to create this on. So let me create my container. We're going to be putting this on Ubuntu. And just for the sake, we're just going to call it Faveo Help. Right, so I'm gonna hit create. Okay. Oh, and of course I wasn't logged in. All right, let me redo that again. Bam. Help. I want the auto start. 28, and I'm gonna use the default profile for this. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and start this. Where's my manual? Okay, so this is our manual. All right, Fabio, what we're going to use is Fabio's when it's running. First thing is first is this is a brand new fresh install, so you want to make sure that your installation is completely updated. We're gonna put update and then upgrade this in here. So right here, so pretty much says the Faveo depends on the following: Apache with the rewrite mod enabled, PHP 7.2 plus with the following extensions, and MySQL 5.7 or higher, or MariaDB 10.3 or higher. So we're going to step these and step these together, and we're going to have a Faveo Community Edition help desk that you can have running and use to get your feet and hands dirty with a pretty what I would consider a nice robust ticketing system. All right, so that's done. So first thing in our steps right here, we're already logged in as root, so I'm already super user. We've done this. We've done our update your package list. So what we want to do next, we're going to install Apache. Right there. So yes, this is going to install Apache for us. Next step is here. It's we're gonna restart Apache and enable. And if you don't want to type all of this out, feel free. Some of this stuff you can like highlight it, right click, copy, and paste it into your terminal. So that's almost done there. So that's good. Next thing, we gotta restart Apache. Did that, and what was next here? Enable Apache. Okay. That we go, we're good. So next is there's some utility packages that we have to install: curl, unzip, nano, and wgit. We'll highlight and copy that and paste that in there. Excuse me. Some of these are already installed. It's going to install some additional, looks like for zip and unzip. So those are good. Next step in our process, PHP. All right, so here's the caveat twist to this that I found out installing this, following these instructions. So for the community edition, let's go ahead and we're going to add these repositories and install software property common first. And so let's do that. Paste that in there. Okay. So that's installed for us. Now we're going to add the PHP repository. Okay. We'll paste that line in there. Hit enter. Telling you about some caveat stuff. Go ahead and hit enter. It's going to add that repository and then update your source list. So let's go back to our instructions. All right, so here's the good. So basically, in my installing this, going through kind of trial and error, I found out even though these instructions say PHP 7.2, you actually have to install PHP 7.1. So I would suggest you maybe open up a notepad, copy and paste this, just like this here. Copy and paste that in there into a notepad, and we'll do that just so I can show you here. Okay, what you want to do is, we have the screen up a little bit, so I highlighted that. Let's copy. Where's my notepad? All right, so paste that in there. So what you want to do is, let's go ahead, we're going to change all of these to 1. The 7.2s will become 7.1s. Let's do that real quick. This makes it simpler doing it this way, because you can literally just copy and paste this into your terminal to get all the correct PHP and PHP modules installed. Okay, well, we got a 7.2 here. Yeah, just change all these from PHP 7.2 to PHP 7.1. Okay. Okay. And one more. Boom. Let me do a check. Oh, we got one right here. Make sure. Any more 2s? And okay, all that looks good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. It says update. Let's run the update one more time. Should be nice there. And it says we got some packages that can be. I like to. Let's go ahead and do that just to make sure system is. We're running with a fully updated system. So apt. You can say up. Grade. You know what you're installing, you can hit the space and Y. It's basically you're answering yes, so it'll do that. All right, that looks good. Bam, there we go. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll go back to that notepad. So these PHP modules and PHP 1 that we changed, just highlight, copy that. We're going to go back here. You can right click. You want to paste that in there. You see it. That means that in that backslash, it truncates and just puts each alternating or the rest of the modules that need to be installed into an additional line. Once you get that there, hit enter. There we go. It's off to the races. It's going to do that for us while that's chomping along there. All right, so here is our next. Here's the little next caveat to this, is that this is telling you to create. It's telling you to create a default config file for Nginx. We're actually working with Apache, so this will change. This will be PHP and Apache. ECT PHP 7.1, and then instead of FPM, it's going to be Apache, because we are installing. Even though we clicked on Ubuntu with Apache, the instructions are indicating for you to edit a PHP file for Nginx, which is incorrect. Let's go back and check on that. So that's moving along. Don't forget, hey, if you've hit that, don't forget to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when I start dropping bombs. Not literal bombs, tech bombs, gems. These tech gems I like to drop. Because you know how YouTube don't like, they don't like when you say certain words and things. They start blocking you and banning you, so I gotta watch what I say. Alright, so that should almost be done. Okay, yeah, it's getting there just about. Okay, so that's finished. So what do we got? It's our next step in here. It says to edit this. So remember, this is our Apache file. I'm gonna go take you there. So just so you, let's PHP. Is that what I did? EC. My camera's in the way. That's why I'm dipping my head. PHP 7.1 and Apache. All right, so there you go. Let me, so I can, my camera's in the way. All right, there we go. So that php.ini file, that's what we're looking at. So I'm going to sidebar and install just an additional piece, just because it's what I like as far as system administration. I'm going to install Webmin. Webmin is a server administration tool for Unix and Linux based systems. If you don't know what that is, go check that out at webmin.com. So bear with me. I'm going to I got it kind of listed out here already. I'm going to go and grab it. Where do I got that at? Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna copy because this is from a script that I use to install some stuff. Here it is. All right, so I'm just gonna copy all of this, highlight, and it's gonna install Webmin for me. Copy. Gonna go back into my terminal. Gonna paste that in there. All right, there we go. I'll hit enter. It takes a few minutes, so if you want to go grab your little something to drink, go ahead and do that while this is installing. And I guess while that's in, I can kind of show you what it is. It's Webmin. I'll put up another video. I don't know if I have a video talking about Webmin and what that is, but just so you have an idea, if you've never heard of it. It's been around for a very long time, good while. So here it is. Like I said, it's a web-based interface used to for system administration on Unix-based systems. So you can, access and configure a lot of the server services from a web interface. And I'm installing this just so those that are not very comfortable with doing a lot of stuff, editing files and kind of setting a few things up from the terminal. So this will help out. So as that's finishing up, see, yeah, it's so it takes a couple of minutes to get that going. So go get you a little bathroom break. Here, let me get in on that. So yeah, you can see. So yeah, this is a very, very resourceful interface or system tool to have if you're managing servers. So take a look at this. It's like I said, it's webmin.com, and this is not only for system administration. They have for some cloud-based stuff, cloud administration, virtual min, for hardware virtualization. So it's a very, very robust, unique, and resourceful system administration tool. So let me click back and check on our Webmin. Looks like it's almost done. We'll hang tight here and see what we got. Alright, so you finish. We can go get our Webmin server. And this will come into my channel as far as editing some of these files, in particular this PHP file that we'll have to do in the next step. So I'm going to navigate. I'm going to do it by the IP address. See what our IP is. 10.0.3.225. I'm going to, I'm going to copy my IP. And I'm going to go to that. I'm going to pull up the Webmin interface. And this is HTTPS, so you'll have to put that in. And the default port to access this web interface is 10,000. So you can see here it says connection's not private. However, it is a is using SSL. All right, so we're going to log in. If you don't have any other accounts that you've added, go ahead and use your current. I'm running this in a Linux container, so it's set up with root access already. So I wouldn't recommend you do a lot of your configuration under root. However, with that being said, I guess I will show you later on. We'll add a user account, an additional user account. So the next step in our process is we have to edit this PHP file for Apache, not Nginx, because we're working with Apache. So keep that in mind. We've got a couple of files we need to edit, check on, and make these modifications here. So right here it says here, make changes to the following line, change these values here, and we'll save that. So I'm going to show you here. And instead of actually navigating from the terminal and kind of up and down with our cursor looking here, I'm going to show you the quick, hard, down and dirty way here. It makes it faster. Hence, which is why I installed Webmin. Oh, I guess it helps. Let me turn you off. So I don't have a password set. Let's fix that. All right, says my password's been updated. So let me go back here to Webmin now. Okay, so now that we're logged into Webmin, nice administrative tool here. So what we're looking for, we want to edit that PHP file. We go back. So this php.ini, we're looking for these particular entries that we want to change. So if you open up, log into Webmin under Tools, if you go to PHP configuration, and if you look here, etc, that same path that I just mentioned here, see Apache 2. So that's what we're working with. Let's go in here. We want to edit manually. We'll do here is the first file that we need to look for. We're looking for file uploads, allow URL f open on, short open tag. And one of these I actually didn't find. It's not, I don't think it's, maybe it's something that's not on Apache, but so let's keep, we're going to scroll down. So here's our short open tag. We're going to change that, say on. I just like to hit the save button so I don't lose anything as I'm moving, just in case. We're going to keep scrolling. Some of this might be moving a little fast. Okay, I think we got here, yep, max execution time. I believe that was one. Yep, max execution time needs to be 360. And there, we'll say 360. Looks good. Oh, memory limit. Our memory limit was 256. These are the base standard here stuff. So a lot of this you can change as you need, but this is the what's the recommended. Say 256. We're going to scroll, keep scrolling down. Got, okay, keep going. We're looking for those entries that we saw. And I believe, okay, yep, post max size. What we got here? Or, oh, not post, but upload max file size. All right, so let's go. That was our upload max file size. Keep scrolling up, uploads. Okay, here we go. All right, upload max file size, which was 100, and allow URFP is open. That's on. Okay, what else did it have for us? So we got you. We checked you. Memory limit, that was on. That uploads on. So this was the one right here. I never found this going through the process, even with what I was looking for. I was able to go through and install this without making any modification or even finding this and making that change to that. I mean, I looked all through here. If there's something that I'm overlooked and you all find it, leave a comment, let me know. Otherwise, everything's done. I'm going to save this PHP file. Here we go. So let's go back to our, all right, so next part is the setting up IonCube, and this requires a third-party download here that you have to install. So if you highlight that and copy that, I'm going to go back to our terminal. I suggest you go to your home directory, whatever user you're logged in as. Okay, and we're going to copy that into our terminal. It's going to download that for us. We're good. Okay, and our next step, it says we got to extract that. You can copy that and paste that in there. Hit and enter. It's just extracting that there. All right, so and everything's looking good, moving along. So here you have to copy the ion directory into the PHP path. So what you have to do is you have to grep the PHP version directory here. If you highlight that, copy, because each version of PHP, this file will be different. All right, so this is what you see your end results here, and you're looking for this right here, this highlighted file number at the end here. So my numbers is 2. Basically, this is the year. So you're looking at 2016. What's that? March 3rd. So that's 20160303. I'm going to copy that, and let's go back to our setup process here. So this is the next step. What I suggest you do here is copy, same process as before. Go ahead and copy this into because this, remember, this is saying 7.2 here. We're not using 7.2. We are using PHP 7.1. So let me, because you wanna put that path, is what you're looking for, is to put that path in there. And I've actually done, going through this process, I've done this. Let me go back to this section. I've got a text file here that I had somewhere. Where you at, text file? You got it here. These are some of the Apache configs we're going to be using. We'll go over some of this once we get to that point. Where's my where are you at? I got it somewhere here, folks. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, here, this is it. All right, so I'm gonna just make some, tweaks in here. So what we're looking at, if you can see right here, or if you, I'll see if I can, maybe I won't. I'll get down here. So here we go. This is what we're looking for. I went through this process already. You can see I've got it in here. This is all 7.1, 7.1, 7.1. So make sure you change even the IonCube lint loader. 7.1 PHP. So copy that file. What you want to do is copy this into a text file. Okay. So you want to use just to make some quick edits, and then excuse me, and then you're going to make your edits, change your 7.2 indicating for PHP 7.2 to 7.1. Even on the IonCube loader, then this that's getting copied over. So make sure you, as you see here, just make sure, I'll leave this up, maybe pause the screen, but make sure you do this as you see here. Let's get it right here. Oh, there we go. So once you get that, you can highlight, because what you did was replace that where it said, let me go here. Where we at? So this right here, this path, this USR lib PHP path, you just put that in to your text file location. So here, this is what this is, here and here and here. So once you get that in there with the correct number, go ahead and copy that. You're going to paste that into your terminal window, hit enter, go back to your text file, grab that next line there, that said line. You're going to copy that, and you're going to paste that into your terminal, hit enter. All right, looking good so far. So, and we're going to go to that third entry, which is this one. You highlight, you're going to copy, go in there and paste it in there, hit enter, and then you want to restart Apache. Perfect. All right, so looking good so far. Next step is we got to install your MySQL database. Okay, so we're going to follow we're keeping along with the instructions that they have here, which this says 5.7, and I don't think Ubuntu will let you install 5.7. I think it's going to be MariaDB 10.3, which I believe will still be okay. Let's take a look. I'm going to paste that in there. Yeah, that's what I thought. MariaDB. Yeah, so go ahead and change that to MariaDB server 10.3. Okay. I couldn't remember, but I thought that was, that's why I said that's another discrepancy in the instructions here. So make sure you actually change this to MariaDB version 10.3. Okay, once that's installed, you'll restart and then enable your Maria database. That's kicking along there. Nice. All right. All right, good to go. So now we want to restart or start our MariaDB and then enable. Forgive me, I'm dipping. My camera is kind of behind my screen where I'm typing at, so can I actually, let me see if I can, just so it's out of the way. There we go. All right, so Maria and enable MariaDB. So looks good. Let's keep moving on. So the next part of this, you want to secure your MySQL installation. If you copy this, you don't need to type it in. Just copy, highlight it, copy it. You're going to right click, paste that into your terminal, hit enter. You want to log in with your current root password. If you haven't created your root password, go ahead and do that. Type in PASSWD and create your root password. Okay, now we want to let's hit that up. All right, so it says I already got it set. I don't want to change my root password because I've got it set. Say no. So everything else, hit yes on. Remove anonymous users, yes. Disallow root login remotely, yes. Remove test database and access to it, yes. And reload privileged tables now, yes. We're done. We've got our database secured. Next part, this is optional, but you might need it. It's an easy way to manage your database. It's Php My Admin, which provides a GUI based interface to manage your database, or you can do it right from Webmin. I'm going to install it just because it's in the process, and we want to stick with the process how they say here. We'll have our system up and going here. That's going to install what it needs to install. Php My Admin. Sweet. All right, so you want to make sure you select Apache. That's what we're using as our web server. Hit OK. Yeah, I wanted to walk you guys through this because I went through and I liked the system. I was checking it out, and I followed through the manual, and I was having problems. And, it took some repetitive, finding out what was going on. But then I found out that, there's some discrepancies in the instructions. So that's what led me here to make this video on installing and setting up the community edition of Faveo. All right, so we're going to have to authenticate with our admin password for MySQL, which is that root one. All right, you want to confirm that. All right, that looks good. Looks good. All right, so next step, it says, all right, it says, hey, you ready to upload Fabio? So we're going to clone the repository. I'm going to show you guys this. I don't know. You guys can, you don't necessarily have to create this additional directory and then have a subdirectory to put Faveo in. I did find that because you can or you can't. It just depends on how you want to put and edit your Apache configuration file for Faveo. In my case, I think I'm going to leave it out because I want to keep things a little bit simple and a little bit consistent. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So, all right, so that's done. Next step, it says for us to create this, but we're not going to create the actual directory. We are going to navigate to our web server root directory. You see there's our HTML. And now I'm going to highlight that. We're going to clone that repository into here. Takes about a minute or two. All right, so that's been cloned, and there we go. Faveo Helpdesk. So what I did on my setup, just to keep it, you know, the name simple. I know it's Faveo Helpdesk. I'm gonna change this just to Faveo. Okay. Move Faveo Helpdesk to, back that up, say Faveo. So we just got a directory called Faveo. So now let's go back. Next thing, the process, it says to set up our database. Okay, this is very simple. I mean, let's highlight, we're gonna highlight, copy this, or you can, from your terminal, you want to type in MySQL space -u and then root and then space -p, and it's going to prompt you for the password. That's your root password. All right, so see, as you can see here now, it changes. We're actually inside our database, MariaDB. So first thing in here says create Fabiodb. The first step. We're going to step through each one of these, or you can do an all-in-one thing where you can I keep with your notepad open like we had before. As you can see here, I have create database with a semicolon, and then that next line, which is this one, semicolon, as you see at the end, and then that next line, semicolon, and then the next line here, flush privileges. You can do that. That way we can hit this all in a one-liner. But for the purpose of this, we're gonna step through this one by one. So let's do our create database, and you can create the name and the password, whatever you want. For the purposes of this educational video here, tutorial, we're going to keep things simple as they have on the manual. So we're going to create a Faveo database, hit enter, query OK. Next one is the user part. So here we're going to highlight this, copy, and here right here you're going to enter, if you want to, you can actually create your own password. With this is just says strong password. You want to create a nice a good strong password that will be used as the login password for the user when they create your Faveo database. All right, so for right now, we're going to leave it as is, as strong password as the default, just so we can walk through this installation process. So we'll paste that in there, hit enter, it creates that for us. Next one is we're going to grant all on for the Faveo user, for the database and the Faveo user. So if you highlight, copy, we'll go back to our terminal that we're logged in, connected to our database, paste that in there, hit enter. All right, last one is flush privileges. Copy that and paste that in there. Done. And then the last one was just to exit out of your database. So we've done that. The next step is we're ready to configure our Apache web server. Okay. So you want to, since here, first thing you need to do is just give proper permissions to the project directory by running. I'm going to go in here, bam. And we are going to go back and paste that in there. And then hit enter. Good to go. And then we are going to copy these two. Gotta edit the correct permissions for this. So if you copy that, paste that first line in there. It takes it takes a few seconds. I don't know, anywhere 10, 15, 20 seconds or so. Takes a little time to do that. While that's doing, just go back, highlight your next line there, copy that, and when we get back, that should pop off here in a second. Right, and sometime today we'll get it. Taking a little bit long just because I'm running it in a not a resource, you know, I don't have a lot of resources dedicated to this container, but we're walking through the process. This will show you. You can go back and rewatch this video and step through these process. So we've done that. Let's go back to our thing. Okay, so now we want to enable rewrite mod and disable the default site of Apache server. All right, so you can copy that. This is we're going to enable rewrite. All right. Don't worry about restarting Apache at the moment. We're going to go through and do all of these mod and enabling and disabling of these mods. Let's go back to the next one. That was disabled. That was that default HTML site. Okay, now we're going to come in. So let's pause right there. So before you go to this next line here, because we haven't actually even created that. I think that's another small discrepancy in here, as well as right here. So what we want to do is we want to actually edit our Faveo config file, which this tells us to do it before we've actually created the file. And it won't let you do that because it's not there. So what we want to do is let's go ahead and create that file first. So we want to change directory to Apache and to sites available. So as you can see, knocked my camera over. All right, so as you can see, we've just the default site and default SSL. What we want to do is, let's say nano and Fabiodb.conf. Okay, and what we want to do is you want to paste in. You can paste in this. This is basically this will get you basic access virtual host port 80. So in addition to that, while we're walking through this process, I'm going to go ahead and set up also the Apache with SSL. Okay, let me go back to my text file, because before right here, okay, here we go. Right here, we want to run this. It's going to create our SSL, our self-signed certificate. So I'm going to get out of there. So let's create our certificate first before we and I'll leave this right here on the screen if you want to pause. Otherwise, I'll put some of these steps, a link in the description to these steps that you'll be able to copy and into a notepad, edit yourself, and kind of go from there. So, all right, there we go. So we're going to create our certificate, and you'll put in the information based on your location. I put that wrong. I'm just filling in some. And org is helpdesk, and this is called Faveo Help. And you can put whatever in you want to put in your going to put in your email, and there we go. We've created our SSL certificate. Now let's go ahead and make our config file, and I'm going to go, I have a already ready to go Apache, my Apache, where are you at? Is this it? Yeah, it's it. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and paste this in for my Apache config. Copy. Oh, actually, let me make some adjustments, because this is actually going to a different web that I was setting up. Fabio public. You want to make sure that your directory and the document root is pointing to that root directory where you extracted your Faveo, the root directory for Faveo under that web server. So var in www, Faveo, and then public. Okay. Oh, that looks fine. Let me change my server name to Faveo Help. Faveo Help. Okay, all that looks good. Let's go here. Faveo Help. This needs to be my Fabio directory. So Faveo and then public. Okay, Fabio Help. Oh, that looks fine. Okay. Change you. Say Fabio public. All right, so now once you got that, you made the kind of the edits to your Apache config file. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to paste this in here. Okay. As you can see here, it didn't come out edited very well, so I'm going to have to go in here and clean some of this up here. Directory. Override directory logs. Let me look at that text. It did not kind of paste it in there the way it needed to be, so I'm gonna kind of move some of this around. Directory error log here, there, the custom log there. Okay, here. Okay, and host, server, admin, server, document root, error log. Custom log, and then SSL engine is on. Certificate. Okay, virtual host. Got you directory. Option index is follow syntax. Okay. 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 Option index is syntax. Host, okay, all that, no, the server name, this needs to go here, okay, and, uncomment lines. Yeah, we want this. We want to uncomment this. So we want to turn those rewrite rules on, and then rewrite. Oh yeah. Rewrite it on. And rewrite, you go there, rewrite, blah, blah. Okay, all that looks better. All right, so that looks better. Everything wasn't lined out. I would have thrown us some errors. So it looks good now. You can pause this for a little bit. Take a look at everything. Make sure you got everything adjusted. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. We're gonna save that. Looks good. All right, and if we go back, the next step, we want to restart some services related to Apache. Okay, and we're going to X out of there. We saved it. Paste this in there. Oh, and made a mistake here. Make sure you change this. Remember, because we installing PHP 7.1, not 7.2. So as you see here, that's another discrepancy in the setup. So this is a PHP 7.1 and not 7.2. Okay, then we're going to go back. Oh, I don't know why I did that. 7.1, restart, there we go. And we also want to restart Apache. Copy. And we'll paste this in here. Apache is restarted. I'm going to take a look at my IP. Go ahead and copy that. So we're down here. Go ahead. We got a couple of items I want to install. We're not ready to quite do Faveo. What I want you to do is copy, highlight, copy this cron job, and we're going to paste that in there. Make sure that's running. We're going to go down here. We're going to install Redis according to these instructions. So you can highlight this, apt install, apt get -git install Redis server. We'll just highlight, copy it, and paste it. Okay. You want to install Redis. Once that's done, you're going to start and enable Redis. And if you're still with us, folks, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when I drop my tech gem bombs. How about that? My tech gems. Them tech bombs that I drop. Alright, so that's done. The next step is we want to start and enable Redis. So we're going to start that, and then we're going to enable Redis. Enable. Go. Much of the rest of this. Okay, so now it says install and configure supervisor. You copy that, paste that into your terminal. Shouldn't take very long. Next step is, much of this you can copy, just highlight, copy, and paste it into your browser. You're going to edit this configuration file and actually paste this entire entry into that file. So once this is done here, so there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and paste that in there. This is going to create this config file for us. Go ahead and highlight all of this as is. I'm going to copy it, and we're going to paste it into that file, and of course it comes out janky. So I think this is doing this because I'm doing this in a terminal web browser, and it seems to be coming out a little funky here. However, when you do it, it should come up just like what you, not like what you see here, but let me see here, process command. Let's go here. I'm gonna have to in a couple of things here. Process name command that auto start true, start true, redirect, and the T outlaw. Okay. We do this like that, and then one more right here. All right, so then we'll go in here and say blammo. That's not true. User redirect and user redirection to there we go. So it looks good. Had to make sure the spacing, everything. Okay, there we go. Now we're finishing up. Okay, I just had to make sure because it would have thrown me some errors. So now we want to restart that supervisor. We'll right click, highlight that, paste that into the terminal, and then it says check the status of your supervisor. Paste. Run no such file or directory. I don't know what that's talking about. So we'll go back and we'll take a look. We'll go in there. Oh, that looks good. We did all that. Okay. We've already did SSL. So now let's go ahead and open up our let's open up and go to this IP address, because this is basically the final test. And if everything looks good and checked out, then we should be in oh, my fault. So we did all that. Let's step back, remember, right here. So let's go ahead and make sure we got some stuff. It's already disabled because I remember we stopped and I had to create that Faveo config file. So we need to enable our Faveo, and then these last two mods here, you want to go back, put those in, and then also this one, make sure you change the PHP 7.2 to PHP 7.1. Okay, go back, we're going to 7.1 that. Good. We're going to system CT system reload Apache 2. And we got some errors. Okay, so Probably something I did in my, what we got here? Okay, invalid. Oh, so I don't think I forgot to do that. I mod enable mod SSL, and then system CTL and restart Apache. There we go. All right, so now if I check my status now, our server looks good. So now we go back here. Says our connection isn't private. That's because we're using that self-signed certificate that we created. And voila, it takes us here. Faveo Helpdesk Community version is going through. It looks like it does it self-check. It says, okay, this system can run Faveo. So let's continue. Okay, takes you here. You want to accept the license agreement. Continue. And here you're going to input wherever your database is located. So we did localhost is what we're on. I'm going to type in localhost. The port number, your MySQL typically is 3306. Our database name, it was Faveo, if you remember. The username was Faveo. And then that password was just wrong password. If you remember. So, and it, whatever you set the password up when you put those database entries in there. So as long as all this is correct, we'll hit continue. Database connection successful. This system can run Faveo. So it's going to get things set up for as far as the database. So it says done. We're going to hit continue. It's okay. Now it's we're at almost at the complete point. We're going to set up. We call this demo man. Oh, demo. We call him demo guy. His email. Whatever you want to put in, I'm gonna just use mine. It's not gonna go in. Nothing's set up. So username, demo man. Password is put in your password, and you select your time zone, location that you're in. So find which one you are. There we go. You can make whatever, then once you get that set, go ahead and hit install, and you're done. Your help desk is ready. Next step, you log in to Faveo with the new account that you created using that email. And the password that you created. And you're in there. Here's your dashboard. You have a working community edition of Faveo Helpdesk. You can go in here, configure, email, get things set up. I'm not going to run through that on this particular video. I think we'll save that for a later video. We'll walk through, take a look at some of the configuration things. But this is your Faveo Helpdesk. You've got an admin panel and an agent panel. This is the community edition. You can add agents, departments, teams, your groups. Here you go in and you set up your email accounts. Here you go in, you can manage help topics, create forms. This is what I like, is the form creation. Workflows. You got alert responses. System, set up your company for branding. You got plugins. Now this, like I said, this is the community edition. It doesn't have all the little bit advanced features as the paid versions, but I think if you're starting out, you're trying to get a feel, this is a very nice help desk to get started with. Ticketing system. Go in and get this started. Man, this has been pretty good. It took me a couple of trial and errors trying to get this set up, but I wanted to come on here, show you guys, walk this through with you guys, because there were a couple of caveats to getting this going. Like I said, the instructions have you configuring Nginx file for Apache. They don't let you know that you have to actually use PHP 7.1 and not 7.2 for the community edition. So there's a few things you don't know that going through. You go through, set it up, and then you find out at the end that, hey, you got the wrong version of a couple of these things installed. So I hope you guys like the video. Leave a comment below. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified, and hit that bell notification so you'll know when I drop new videos. All right, I'm JC. I am your gracious host, where we step through, we like tech tools, tech things, all IT, because this is where it's at. I'm gonna let y'all ease off now. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the 33rd. Peace. Hit me up. Subscribe, like, and hit that bell, and I'm out.